Measured by mass, you are an inventory of chemistry: 65% oxygen, 18% carbon, 10% hydrogen, and 3% nitrogen. Isolating a single carbon atom reveals a stable, inanimate structure with no memory, internal life, or awareness of its existence. Yet the atoms currently comprising your body are arranged in a specific architecture that allows them to process these sounds, hold a sense of the past, and plan for a future. This creates a physical contradiction. We need to identify the exact threshold where a sufficient quantity of dead matter undergoes a transition into a conscious, experiencing observer. Our biological ingredients provide no evidence that a self should exist. Logically, we should be nothing more than a pile of inert dust, leaving us to explain how a collection of raw elements generates a vivid internal life. To bridge the gap between matter and experience, we look at the principle of emergence. Consider a single molecule of H2O. It has specific weight and shape, but it isn't wet. When billions of molecules interact, they slide and flow against one another, creating fluid dynamics. Wetness is a collective behavior appearing only at scale. We see the same logic at play within our own biology, starting at the level of a single human neuron. In isolation, this cell functions as a biological relay, receiving and passing electrical signals. It possesses no subjective perspective or capacity for independent thought. However, the human brain contains 86 billion of these cells, each forming thousands of connections to its neighbors. As the biological network scales, the synchronized firing of billions of these neurons creates complex, high-resolution information patterns. This follows the exact same transition as our water molecules. The interaction of the parts creates a system-wide state that no single part could achieve. Consciousness arises from this massive neural coordination. It is not a physical substance located in a specific lobe, but the direct result of how the network processes and integrates information at a massive scale. This neural network has a specific evolutionary function. It must navigate a body through a physical world where resources are scarce and threats are constant. Survival requires the brain to take in raw sensory data and translate it into a predictive internal simulation, a real-time model of the environment. For this model to be useful, it requires a point of reference. The brain must know where the body is located relative to the objects in the simulation. To solve this, the brain establishes a stable origin point within the map. This central node anchors every calculated distance and assessed threat. That coordinate anchor, the focal point of the feedback loop, is what you subjectively experience as the self or the I. The essence of being is the brain's solution to a complex navigation problem. You are the protagonist that the biological software creates to make sense of its own simulation. When we look at a human life across decades, we find that being functions as a continuous biological event rather than a permanent, static state. Your cells are in a state of constant turnover, dying and being replaced by the millions every second. The physical matter that composed your body 5 years ago has largely cycled back into the environment. Despite this total replacement of your physical hardware, your sense of identity remains continuous. You feel like the same person, even as the atoms that build you are swapped out. This suggests that identity is an ongoing process of self-organization. You exist as the persistent pattern of that activity, rather than the matter performing it. This returns us to our initial tension, the fact that we are composed entirely of dead cosmic matter that has no inherent reason to feel anything at all. After billions of years of biological refinement, that matter has reached a level of complexity where it has literally woken up to perceive itself. Every conscious life is a rare, ongoing event where the universe experiences its own existence. It is a fleeting window of awareness, an exceptional privilege afforded to a specific arrangement of atoms.